Hello and welcome to this session. This is Professor Farhat. In this session, we would look at cybersecurity management examination. And specifically, we're only going to be looking at the description of a cybersecurity risk management. So in this session, we're looking at SOC 1, SOC 2 report. And first, we are discussing the description for a SOC 1 engagement, SOC 2 engagement, but only from a description from the service organization description perspective. So we already covered SOC 1 and SOC 2. Now, sometime we might be engaged, the auditor might be engaged to do what's called the cybersecurity risk management examination. So what would the company will have to disclose about their description, their description of their cybersecurity risk management? Because the auditor here will have to opine, pass a judgment about the cybersecurity at that particular company. Again, the reason why we need to know about this because we are studying for the Information System and Control CPA exam, and they might ask you about cybersecurity risk management examination. Definitely SOC 1 and SOC 2. To a lesser degree, cybersecurity risk management. Nevertheless, we want to know what a cybersecurity risk management description would look like. Now, eventually, we're going to look at the assertion of management. And when we look at the assertion of management, it covers SOC 1, SOC 2. And when we cover SOC 2, by default, it covers some assertions made for cybersecurity risk management. The independent report is very similar to SOC 1 and SOC 2. We're not going to go over a report for cybersecurity risk management. Nevertheless, they are similar. So let's go ahead and get started by looking at what is cybersecurity risk management. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com. Farhat Accounting Lectures is a supplemental educational tool that's going to help you with your CPA exam preparation as well as your accounting courses. My CPA material is aligned with your CPA review course such as Becker, Roger, Wiley, Gleam, Miles. My accounting courses are aligned with your accounting courses, broken down by chapter and topics. My resources consist of lectures, multiple choice questions, true-false questions, as well as exercises. Go ahead, start your free trial today. Well, it's a comprehensive program or a comprehensive framework composed of policies and procedures. Now, when we are looking at cybersecurity risk management, our concern usually revolves around three trust criteria, which are security, availability, and confidentiality. I call them SAC. So rather than SOC engagement, SOC 2, you have all five trust criteria. For cybersecurity, we are really concerned with three areas: security, availability, and confidentiality. Now, any cybersecurity risk management, its primary goals are to do what? To protect the information and system from security breaches. Why? Because it could hinder the ability of our cybersecurity objectives. Whatever those objectives are, we need to protect the system and to make sure we have an early detection system, a response plan, mitigation, and recovery plan in case of a cybersecurity incident. So those are the objective of having a cybersecurity risk management. And if you're studying for the Information Systems and Controls exam, ISC, we learned a lot about cybersecurity, and this is another way to look at the cybersecurity risk management. Now, bear in mind that the examination of the cybersecurity risk management program is based on management claim. So management develop a description, and the auditor's job is to pass a judgment, issue an opinion about that description. So management assert that this description meets established criteria and that the control within the program are effective based on the specified control criteria. And usually the criteria are, again, they revolve around security, confidentiality, so SAC, and availability. Those are usually the most three important ones. So let's take a look at what a system description for a cybersecurity risk management would involve. You're going to see some similar terms to SOC 1 and SOC 2. First, the nature of business and operation. This part details the type of business the entity engages in and the operational contexts which influence its cybersecurity needs. So just basically, what business are we in? The nature of the information at risk. Here we identify the specific type of information that we need to protect, maybe because of their sensitivity or criticality for our operation. What are our cybersecurity objectives? Goal. Define the specific goal of a cybersecurity program in terms of protecting information asset. Also in the description, we would look at factor influencing cybersecurity risk. So what could influence? Describe the elements that impact the inherent risk of cybersecurity, like what? Like technological changes, operational changes, and external factor. Also within the cybersecurity description, we might include cybersecurity governance structure. How do we organize our cybersecurity governance structure? Outline the organizational framework. Who's on the top? Is it the CIO? Well, who's under the CIO? How is it managed? Including the roles and responsibilities of different people within the system. Also, we would look at the cybersecurity assessment process. Explain the method used to identify, analyze, and prioritize cybersecurity risk. This is basically risk assessment. That's explained in the description. Also, how we communicate cybersecurity issues. Discuss how cybersecurity information is communicated within the entity and evaluate the quality of this information. And I would say within the entity and maybe outside the entity as well. Also, monitoring the cybersecurity program. Review. Describe how the program is monitored to ensure it remains effective and adapts to new threat. And also, we would look at cybersecurity control processes. Details the specific control processes in place to address identified cybersecurity risk. Now here we might have many of those because it says detail the specific control processes. We might have many, and that will be in the description, in the system description. So this is basically an overview of a cybersecurity risk management description. Basically, the auditor will have to pass an opinion, the service auditor, about this. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. A company is evaluating the effectiveness of its cybersecurity control as part of an annual review. Which of the following would be a key factor to consider? So what's a key factor in evaluating the effectiveness of cybersecurity control? Is it the compatibility of cybersecurity software with the latest mobile devices? Would that be an issue? Definitely, we want to make sure that our cybersecurity software is compatible with the latest mobile devices. But would this be the key factor? I would not eliminate this for now, but I'm not sure if it will be a key factor. The adequacy of control measures in mitigating identified risk. Would that be an important key or an important control? The adequacy of control measures in mitigating risk, identified risk. I would say B is better than A, because here we're talking about all sorts of risk, not specific software to mobile devices, cybersecurity software to mobile devices. Between A and B, I can take out A and keep B because B is better than A. C, the return on investment of cybersecurity technologies. Well, for one thing, it's hard to measure the return on investment on cybersecurity technologies because sometimes we might block, $5 million attack, but we cannot know that we blocked that $5 million attack because we really don't know what we blocked. So we really cannot truly measure the return on investment. I'm not saying it's not measurable, but I'm saying it's hard to truly measure it. But that's not will be a key factor to consider in an annual review. I would say the adequacy of controls to mitigate identified risk is more important than C. The marketing impact of publicized cybersecurity breaches, we might look at that, but that will not be a key factor to consider when we're looking at cybersecurity control. Definitely all of them we consider, but the most important one will be B, the adequacy of control measures in mitigating identified risks. Why? Because by evaluating the effectiveness of cybersecurity controls, what we do is we're looking at everything, at the whole picture, mitigating identified risk across the board, not only about software with the latest mobile technology. And that's why it's better than A, and the other two are not as good, for the reasons I explained. What should you do now? You want to go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional MCQs that's going to help you prepare for the Information Systems and Controls exam. Invest in yourself. Farhat Lectures is always here to help, and stay safe.